think we're live. So this is part two to the vendoring, organizing, loot, favor, influence slash storage um, help or chat, if you will. Just kind of talking my piece on what I've found and how I like doing this. So from Serbool here, we're gonna go ahead and I'm tempted to go to the crypts, but honestly, for purpose of this video, I'm just going to go to Anagog um, Island. So the crypts being kind of one of the first group style dungeons um, in the graveyard. I'm pretty sure it's considered the third entry level. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get me some crab here. Increase my fishing level. Um, so yeah, the crypts, pretty cool place. A lot of bosses, a lot of stuff going on. Definitely check it out. I wouldn't even be worried about, you know, how geared or your level or finding people. Just go, hang out, check it out, run around. You'll figure it out. Um, it's intimidating. It can be overwhelming, but definitely depending on who all's there and what's going on. Um, Hell, I think the first time I went there, I think I ran the entire dungeon. I didn't do any bosses. We didn't down any bosses for the instance or dungeon because it's not instances. But we did, and just to not even like grouping, even though I think I ended up in a group with someone, but just running around, just everyone running around, killing stuff. Uh, you're sitting there fighting something, and even if it might be kicking your ass, someone else is right there, steps in, starts helping you fight it. I mean, it's just cool. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you want to find a group or chit chat in global or whatever. Do whatever you're comfortable with. But for purpose of trying to farm, collect loot and items to either sell or use for influence, and that's kind of my focus for this video. I'm trying to get better about staying on topic here, but um, now that I have a good understanding of where my influence is with certain NPCs and kind of trying to get myself to focus in one direction. Um, Again, if you didn't watch the first video, I would go back and watch that so I'm not re-explaining things or feeling like I need to. But I have a chart that I'm in the process of making actually for influence. And the other thing too is this whole influence thing. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know when you get into the other major cities, are there more NPCs that you know take you to the next level kind of thing. Um, but think about this early game, understanding the game, you get comfortable with it, you spend all this time raising your influence. Well, where do you go from there, right? You got all the influence with all the NPCs and Cerbul that you need, want, or whatever. Well, what's the next stage, right? So there's only gonna be so much of it. It's not like I don't think it's a for the rest of the time of the game, that's all you're going to be doing is having to constantly worry about influence. I'm sure to some degree, like I said, moving on, leveling, getting higher level, different areas, you're probably still going to run into it, but I don't see it being like this end game focus necessarily, or at least not as dramatic or drastic as it is when you first start playing the game, because you're kind of struggling to get your feet on the ground and stuff. So anyhow, going to Anagog Island, we go over here, and geez, yeah. So it's 300 council to go here, but yeah, where can you take me? Small island, broken lighthouse. Okay, and let's go. So yeah, after you kind of get your feet on the ground and you get a good flow of the NPCs, you know you're working with, what you need to hold on to. I mean, it can definitely be overwhelming when you first start playing because you fill your bags up so quickly, and then trying to decide what you want to sell and what you want to try to give for influence. It's just so damn overwhelming. But right now, I I've had. I'll try to figure out where we're going here. Yeah, we're gonna go up over this hill and we're just gonna cut across. See, I marked the entrance to this place um, back when I first figured out how to whoa mark um, the dungeon or map marker, map indicator, whatever. You can make map notes. I read somewhere that it's limited to like 5. I'm not sure if that's still true or that was an old post. I mean, I haven't used it that much to find out, but so worrying about influence and what you have in your bags and all that good stuff. Um, I'm not even gonna bother taking femurs right now. See, bam, Orly Gym, and it's a blue. So we'll just start with this. So when you start looting, worrying about quality. Okay, so let's try to put what's that noise drives me crazy, and I do apologize if some of this game sound is extremely loud. Um, I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to turn the audio down just a little bit because I bet you it's blowing people's ears out. Um, See, like this is white. That last hat was a blue quality. For now, I'm just gonna kind of take everything uh, as far as decent value numbers. Simple armor patch kit. I still don't know how to even use those. Um, real quick on that subject. You tell me, do you see anything here that is showing wear and tear on your equipment? Because I don't. And yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I got to read up on that because I have no idea what the armor patch repairing armor stuff. I don't even understand. I don't know where this repairing is being done. Um, so yeah, that's a whole another subject for another time. But when you're looting, priority of what you're putting in your bag. So if you know you want to start with Therese and influence, you know that you need to make plant seeds and necklaces priority, right? So that's what you're gonna do in your bags. You obviously just keep holding on to everything until you need to start dumping stuff in uh, kind of micromanaging your inventory. There's no reason to just simply not loot stuff. Um, and then you have this situation here where you have people dropping stuff and you can't read even what's been dropped. Um, so you gotta click on it and just loot it, and you can find out what you're picking up. With that being said, we got two shields here. Um, Values are kind of low. The only thing with so these shields, Joe likes shields. He doesn't love shields. Um, Not a big deal. And my influence with him is so out of hand right now that I'm not even all that concerned with it. So, kind of give you an example of what I'm going to do right now. I have like Therese. I'm concerned with. I want to get her influence up. She's pretty much my focus, her and Mushroom Jack. So this run is mostly geared towards, or purpose is mainly for vendoring stuff. So my focus is going to be vendorable items. So we're going to be looking at what it is, types of things, because remember we can only sell certain things to certain people. So items, um, with our influence being high with Joe, I'd like to take as much stuff to sell to him because his influence is high. He's going to give us the most money for those items. So that's going to be, as far for council for selling, our focus is going to be better quality stuff that we know we can sell to Joe. Everything else, if we get too full, then we'll start micromanaging and we'll drop start trashing stuff like sinewy dog meat. It's to the point where, like, earlier I was so worried about Fenar or Fanner or whatever his freaking name is, the food guy, um, that's in the rest the geez, I can't even think what the heck it's called, but anyway, the inn, geez. So the guy at the inn, Feanor or whatever his name is, he likes meats and milks and cheese, and so in the beginning, I'd hold on to all this crap, just trying to increase his favor. Unfortunately, I'm sure everyone's out there doing that, but in hindsight, like this dog meat, the sinewy dog meat, sinewy cat meat, it gives like point two or point four um, influence. It's like damn near useless. It's you can make such better use out of your bag space at any given time than worrying about crap like that. But anyhow, that's our game plan. We're coming in here. We're worrying about maximizing what we can sell, and I'm still getting some pretty bad camera turning. Um, we got our little brain guys down here. I don't even know what. Oh, well. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna save my arrows and just go through and slaughter these guys. Might as well. And this was, again, this is kind of what I was getting my point with. Pebble, like, that's absolutely worthless. I'm gonna turn my actual in-game volume down some more because it's just driving me crazy. It's so the sound and the effects are so unbalanced. Those sudden like bursts of just loud, obnoxious noise. Um, oh, what the heck was I saying? Oh, why we chose to come here. It's for looting, and I'm just trying to get my damn money up. Um, just being here rather than the cribs. I know some of the crib stuff might sell for a little bit more or whatever, but by the time you're all said and done, you're fighting things that, well, you can very well die, and there's still a lot of um, issues with other mobs calling other mobs. Um, they have their whatever it is, they scream for help, and next thing you know, you got freaking four spiders on you that when they're your level, well, they start kicking your ass. And yeah, there might be other players, they might be helping, but it's just a lot of risk for versus what the reward are. Whereas you come here and we're not even in the dungeon part yet, we're just in the basement, and you guys can see like what the I mean, hell, I've already got looted 2 rows of stuff. And like I said, we are going to be a bit more selective on this run. We're going to make best use of where we're at in our time here, but just easier for, you know, what our reasoning for being here, which is money and things to sell. Um, I'm sure there's better ways to do it. There's more efficient this or that, or someone's got some other formula and to the 10th power, whatever. I don't know. This is just me. This is what I figured out, and what I found works, so I'm gonna share it. I'm not gonna get into over explaining this place because I actually plan on just making a whole new video starting out from the very beginning, uh, where I will kind of do a walkthrough of basic stuff. So even like this, I mean, this guy's my basic attack. I'm not slaughtering him. He's still somewhat of a challenge. Um, you actually, so these skeleton guys in the crypts, if you're melee, psh, you'll run into some of these guys that are just in whatever you call it, invulnerable or whatever. They have this shield block spell that will literally just kick your ass. With melee, you'll just sit and miss and miss and miss and miss, and it seems to last forever. Um, and which is weird because you'll be going, you'll be rocking, you know, you got your rotations down, like my rotation with my aim shot, and you see how it has, I got 2 buffs from gear for my nice attack, that makes my venom strike just absolutely killer. Uh, so I'll be going through and I'll be like 2-shotting stuff. That's my level, which is for the most part, it's, I don't want to say pretty impressive, but I don't know any other way to say it. But it's the ability, the combo ability. You Every class has, you know, or every skill set has. Oh shit, we never did even eat food, so we're gonna go ahead and yeah, I'll just eat the beets. I think the beets are the better stuff, but just so we got something, even though we pretty much shouldn't eat it down here. Till we run into the boss. There is a boss here that last night I did have some trouble soloing it. So um but yeah, getting back into man, kind of, I think feathers are going to be useful for fletching. Fletching, which is the trade skill that's used to make arrows, or I don't know if it's arrows and bows, but it's because I'm an archer and I am enjoying it, so I'd like to get fletchling. So I've actually been trying to collect feathers because I got a feeling that we're gonna need them for arrows or something, and I don't really come by them that often. I'm sure there's somewhere that you can farm them more efficiently. I just haven't gotten to that stage yet. So rings, you know, bam, rings, you know, just tons of rings. And like this is, well, turning into a shield run. And then goblets. Here you go. Goblets value. Goblets stack and they sell well for what it's worth. Um, like I said, as I get into the game, and I actually, there's not a search system, and there's not all that much information out there on the individual loot drops, items, you know, whatever, inventory stuff. There's not a lot of information, so you got to kind of almost like figure it out for yourself. And like I said, I mean, I've been to the point where I'm spending hours. Like I log on and I spend all the time I had to play staring at my bags trying to figure out, oh, who's going to buy this and who's going to pay more and what I need to do to make this. So I mean, I am not by any means saying like what, as I'm talking, I go, oh yeah, this sells great. There's other stuff that sells better that, you know, corresponding to your level or zone, or again, I'm just saying what's working for me, what I'm finding as I've been learning to play, because I am new to this. Um, so one of the things I like doing here is making sure we check everywhere for mushrooms. Um, and lo and behold, a mushroom. There's so much with mushrooms, like mycology. It's its own skill. I don't even know what it is, but I do know mushrooms. See, plea for help. Like these things keep dropping, and they're they're just stupid ass documents that I haven't found anyone to give them to for influence. Oh, here we go with a multi-shot. Damn. Ugh. So, yeah, so like the plea for help, handwritten note. What's this other one over here? Goblin. Well, we will take the goblin poetry. I think the goblin poetry, like poetries, sell halfway decent. Um, as long as you got the bag space for it and stuff. But again, you gotta decide um, what takes priority in your inventory. So really, the people that buy the poetry, um, if we stay down here long enough, it's probably going to find its way rotated out of my inventory before we leave, just because armor and whatnot is my main focus right now, because I just feel like we're going to get the most money, bang for our buck, inventory space for what we're going to sell something for when we get back. And there's literally no weight to poetry other than what it sells for at this point. In my opinion, I haven't found anything else to do with it. So it's not like, um, the other thing we're focusing on is anything we can sell and or things related to Teresa's influence, or the blacksmith is the other one. Whatever his name is, I would like to somewhat worry about his influence. And then Mushroom Jacks. Those are the three ones that I'm kind of concerned with as I go, and as I loot stuff, I'll remember. Oh yeah, that's something that they like. So again, it's like kind of priority in your inventory versus influence versus selling. What you're gonna do, but uh, Tadians, yes, Tadians, metal armor, good metal slabs or better. So metal slabs come in different grades. Um, Simple, basic, good, and then I don't know where it goes after that, but like after good, I'm sure it's better or great or whatever. And then ancient coins, which I've come across a lot of ancient coins down here in the past. So um, yeah, and then like I said, for those three, wooden spoon, there was someone I had a quest for that wanted Blanche. She wants a shroom now. Boletus mushrooms? Okay, so I did that. Yeah, I had a quest for her. That this was the only place I could think of that I had seen spoons at. But and so again, like one of the other reasons I'm here is because I can get a good amount of armor. I can be selective. I can get rid of shit that I think I don't need or isn't gonna be my best bang for my buck, and I can also collect a farm. What the hell? I can't pick that up. Excuse me. I can. Oh man, losing train of thought here. Poison's getting me scared. Um, Mammal, powdered mammal. The hell is powdered mammal? Um, Powdered mammal. The desiccated remains of a small animal that was caught and partially digested by the carnivorous plant or a giant spider or something horrible like that. Alright, that makes sense. Powdered animal. Um, I don't know if that's useful. I've never even seen that before. So, yeah, so I got an animation of a goblet, and that's just weird. Yeah, I can't pick it up or anything. So, um, ugh, getting so sidetracked here. Um, Goblet, bang. Ask and you shall receive. Um, yeah, anyways, so to me, this place, it holds enough reason to come here instead of the crypts right now. And yeah, easy to solo, all that good stuff. Collect some loot, get a good amount of stuff to make some money, pick up stuff that I need for influence. Yeah, prioritize our bag space. Oh, look at that, some more. Maybe I have got that before and I just didn't. I don't remember. Whatever. So yeah, like with this. Yeah, son of a bitch. I gotta do something with this sound because every time I start a fight, it's loud and I feel like I can't hear myself talk. Oh yeah, my bows tear these guys up. I'm gonna go in here and turn this down again. I was gonna say something about my the poison. Poison can be a pretty big deal as well. Sound effects. I wonder if sound effects will help with that. That just sudden like loud ass noise out of nowhere every time you either get ding from getting an item or completing a quest or a fight starts and it just starts going off, making all kinds of racket. Um, there's some other streamers that I've been trying to watch anybody I can with this game. I love this game so much right now. So yeah, I need anybody to help support this game in any way. But yeah, one of the other guys that I was watching one of his videos that he was streaming, Project Gorgon, um, seemed to do a really good job. I mean, his narration's way better than mine, and um, really enjoyed his video. But I just couldn't keep listening to it because every time something happened, those noises all of a sudden it just overpowered everything, and it just drives me absolutely crazy. Um, not being able to even out all those sounds and I don't want to say I want to blame him or anything, but you know, I've come across it as I've like been trying to do sound checks and stuff, but you know, even now I'm still antifungal, moldy, ancient pants. I don't know if I want to pick those up. They just don't even. All right, I'm gonna pick up the shirt though. Yeah, so I mean doing sound checks and stuff, but I don't know, I was bummed because I really was enjoying his video and the way he was just talking about stuff. I mean, I guess I used to I never would have thought that I'd be someone that would like watching other people play games, and then now it's all of a sudden start getting into it, and it's like, holy cow, yeah, it is pretty cool, I guess. Um, and this is where the boss for the dungeon is, I believe. Or it might be over here. Yeah. We'll go down there anyways and check it out. Poison. That's right, I was talking about poison. So, you know, in here, obviously spiders and those stupid Venus fly swatter or whatever they're called, the damn spitting plants. So they shoot you with poison and stuff. Trying to think of where this is going to say this at. I think it says it somewhere here in here. Damage, poison damage, direct poison, indirect poison, direct fire damage. So damage boost. So maybe there's damage mitigation. Ah, right there, acid damage reduction, +3. Inherent vulnerability to poison 95%. Anyways, my point was there's something with whether it be something I chose skill wise or armor, but this guy has a little bit of like the poison and acid reduction and stuff, and apparently it doesn't take much to really help mitigate that damage. Because I remember back before I had it, when I first started playing, like the first time I came in here, and it was just the poison would just tear you up, and yeah, now just having, I think, I want to say it was 5%, as whatever, and yeah, that 5% does a considerable amount of mitigation. It seems more than what I would have thought, I guess. Um, I don't know how much you can really gear into that stuff. Um, I have read a little bit on the skill set threads and whatnot about. I didn't do anything. God, this guy is. Let's see. I don't understand the combat system. I'm just super like confused. I'm not even gonna say confused. I just uneducated. I admit, I coming from WoW and stuff, I'm just used of knowing, you know, how the operations of combat work. So much armor is gonna reduce, your critical strike or whatever it is. Anyways, I can't even get into that right now. But my point being is, at least you have an understanding like this. I'm just like, what are they doing? Like one spider to the next. I had, one I two shot, and the other one I swing at it 8 times, and it's still not dead. I like just don't understand. Have to research combat mechanics a little more and see if I can get a better understanding of it, I guess. Oh, oh, oh. I mean, I guess in general, these huntsmen or hunter spiders or whatever it is do seem in general that they um, take a little more to get to, and I keep doing this out of order. So yeah, the marking cut helps reduce your target's evasion. So that's I kind of am supposed to have a rotation here, but being the dungeon so much weaker than I guess you call it my levels requirements, that I just haven't even bothering blowing my power out, trying to worry about rotations and stuff. But apparently I should worry a little more about it. So this is a watercress, edible plant with a spice. So there's someone that likes vegetables or whatever for influence. That's for gifts. Oh shit, our bags are full. Alright, so we gotta start doing I'm gonna actually check my influence chart real quick and just see plants. Therese likes plants, so that's what I was thinking. So I wonder if this watercress is considered, well, yes, an edible plant. So right there, we'll hold on to that for influence purposes. Um, just for curiosity's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up our character screen, and we're gonna look at armor, and I'm gonna go ahead and try using drop share. What? Simple armor patch kit isn't usable. Well, I have no effing idea then. You have it. Armor patching abilities. So again, you know what? I'm getting rid of it. It has literally no value, and I already have 5 of them from something. I don't know even where I got them from, but Obviously, I'm probably 10 years from learning how to use them. So, basic metal slab. I think our quest for um, the blacksmith, his influence, I can't check his influence. Damn it. Um, check our influence chart. Yeah, good metal slab. Alright, so, yeah, that's not going to do us any good. But we'll hold on to it. Basic metal. I don't come across it often enough that I don't want to. Yeah, we can't loot that. I don't want to get rid of it. I like to hold on to it just in case. Metals seem to be a bit harder to come by than some of this other stuff. So, spider web. I mean, you'd think this last time I had a, yeah, actually these sold pretty well, and they do stack. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. The necklaces, I think for Therese, we're gonna hold on to necklaces because they do help with her. I mean, this one's white quality, so um, I think the necklaces though, for some reason, I turned some. I want to say it was her or Larson with the rings, but the white quality for some reason actually did quite a bit. Gave 5 or 6 points of influence, which is kind of a big deal. So we're holding on to this hat, 31 value, genealogy chart, symbol of the family. Now there's 3 of them at 75 gold. Oh, they stack though. Damn it. All right, we're gonna hold on to those for right now, just because they do stack. So at 25 a piece, if which I think we do get the full 25. Moldy agent shirt. All right, 21. We're just gonna dump that. That doesn't stack. The boots, 15. We're gonna get rid of that. The rings for Larson are good for influence. Um, so I'm going to hold on to that too. And again, the whole point of this is, trying to just help instill that idea of priority and how to kind of produce this. Again, like now that I'm in a more comfortable spot and I understand what I'm doing, I'm going into it with a little bit of a strategy behind it. Whereas, 2 or 3 days ago, it was don't get rid of anything because you don't know who it goes to, and everyone's influence is important. And I literally, as you can see, is I've just been barely getting by with councils because I hardly sell anything. And then the shit I did have to sell, and I wouldn't have anybody sell it to because I couldn't sell whatever to people that would let me sell. So, um, yeah, just kind of go through this a little bit. See, and that's like white quality shirt. It says value 63. The last one was what, 15? So I don't understand what the rhyme or reason is to these. I don't know if the values are also random. Um, there's actually I was reading a thread or article or something, and they were describing the loot system here as expressed as how it drops, how it rolls its random stats and so forth, as you'll probably see more often than not. I don't know what the average is. 90% of the time you get a loot drop, it's going to have skills that you have currently leveled. Um, so with that being in mind, I mean it's a discussion, a whole other time, discussion for another time. But um, just for what it's worth, you think about that. I have knife and archery, right? So most of the stuff I'm getting should have knife and archery on it, right? Well, I don't know. I've looted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shields right off the bat coming into this dungeon, which that's a good question. Should I be even worrying about these shields for influence or selling them? I'm friends with him, so I mean, I'd like to think that I may actually get more than what it's showing for value here. But yeah, we'll go with that. We'll hang out a little bit longer. Shit, the video's already 40 minutes. Yeah, see, there we go. We'll go ahead and... fucker. Yeah, there you go. Plain striker, moldy pants. We're gonna cruise up here and see if the bosses spawn yet. Yep, looks like it. There's a big ass spider back there. Uh-oh, multi-shot. Ooh, that was a little dangerous. I don't know what. So, I mean, I know you guys. Right. This guy's talking to me. He was helping me too. I could have very well died there. Yeah, I was trying to hit my multi-shot and the. Oh. See what's going on. Go ahead and group with this guy if he wants. And I don't know what was going on. I was trying to hit my multi-shot and it wasn't letting me. I'm not real excited about the damn targeting system and stuff. It's kind of hard to. Use that ability and try to get that going. Go ahead and pop our power ability. See, this is like spamming buttons and nothing's happening. Whoa. Damn it! I was trying to. So used to right clicking shit. Not that I should be clicking anyways, but then the damn screen gets. The box gets locked on a thing and you can't left click it off, so you gotta right. Oh man. Killed a mega spider. Yeah, I gotta keybind these skills over there. They have just this game's. Alright, so. Man. These guys. That's really annoying. The pace of combat, I just, I have all these and I keybind. I play with all my keys, for the most part, but yeah, the bars over on the side there, I haven't bothered trying to bind them to anything because the way they had them bound by default I wasn't crazy about. So I turned them off or unbound them and never put in any new key bindings to them. So I'm stuck clicking and forget that it's not right click, it's left click. And if you right click, then it opens the screen. Then you have to left click the name. You can't just close the screen and then you get stuck. Why don't I have permission to... Doesn't make any sense. Man. Well, so we killed a boss. I had fun. Yeah, you see her. Ooh, more mushrooms. Nothing in here. Thought I seen our tombstone. Apparently not. Alright. Oh, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the beginning of the cave, and I'll get myself back to the town, but I'll probably continue with a part 3 on this to show dispersion of all our items now that we've tried to collaboratively organize things that we want to sell versus influence, and prioritize stuff. And like the spider egg, for what it's worth, I'm gonna hold on to it. It's surprised I don't get more out of like that one egg out of this whole run down here. These are used for those speed increase potions, so I do need those, and they're obviously not a dime a dozen. Um, not well, not in my experience so far. So we're gonna hold on to it. Max power and stuff like that. Stats. I really need to read up on this whole combat and damage system and stuff, and healing and let's say thanks, guys. Oh, social leave group. Yeah, I know how to frickin' right click, left click, social, party, leave party. There we go. Yes. All right. Cool. Oh jeez. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream for the video. Just keep this thing from, it's almost an hour long, and we'll see you guys tomorrow when we go to sell our loot and turn stuff in for influence. All right. Thanks.